Hello, friend, and welcome to Inside the Dark. Thank you for joining me. In the early morning hours of October 4th, police in Brazoria County, Texas, received a 911 call from a mother who claimed her 4 children were injured and they could be found at a Shell gas station on State Highway 288B near FM 521. When police arrived at the location, they found 4 children in a car, suffering from gunshot wounds. The victims were a 13-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl who were pronounced dead at the scene, and an 8-year-old boy and a 9-year-old girl who were severely wounded. The severely wounded boy and girl were airlifted to a Houston area hospital while police investigated at the scene and found evidence that led them to believe the children were shot in the car they were found in. The only uninjured person in the vehicle was the driver, 31-year-old Oninda Romulus, the children's mother.
Breaking news this morning in Brazoria County, where deputies say 2 children were killed and 2 others critically hurt after a shooting near Angleton. The sheriff's office is calling it a tragic scene as investigators work to figure out what led up to it. Our Michelle Choi just arrived to the scene just moments ago. Michelle, what have investigators been able to share with you so far?
Hey there, Well, right now we're just off of Highway 288B here in Angleton, where behind me you can see a very heavy law enforcement presence this morning. It appears deputies have this Shell gas station as well as the parking lot area completely blocked off with crime scene tape. Right now we don't have a lot of info. However, deputies do confirm this is the same area tied to that heartbreaking shooting that's left 2 children dead and 2 others fighting to survive. As I mentioned, information is very limited, but here is what we know so far. The Brazoria County Sheriff's Office says they got the call just after 5 a.m. When deputies arrived, they found 4 children had been shot. 2 of them, just 13 and 4 years old, did not make it. 2 others, ages 8 and 9, were airlifted by life flight in critical condition. Deputies say everyone believed to be involved has been detained, and there is no ongoing threat to the public. Right now, as you can see, investigators are still collecting evidence and working to piece together what happened. Earlier, the sheriff's office did post a short statement on their Facebook page calling this situation a tragedy, saying their thoughts and prayers are with the family and everyone affected.
2 children are dead and 2 others are critically hurt after a shooting in Angleton, that's south of Houston. The shooting happened yesterday. Brazoria County deputies had a gas station blocked off there, though they don't believe that's where the shooting took place. Investigators say a 13-year-old and 4-year-old were both killed. 2 other children, 8 and 9 years old, were critically hurt. Deputies say the 8 and 9-year-old victims were flown to the hospital and they are now in stable condition. At this time, the sheriff's office says 1 woman has been detained, though her relationship to the 4 kids is still unclear. Many are responding to the shooting, calling it a tragedy, like Henry Hill, who came to the scene concerned about what happened.
It's unbelievable because, like I said, I've got 5-year-old grandkids, so I know where they at this time of the morning that this was going on. So it just brings a question mark in your mind: what was going on for kids that young to be out?
This developing story continues at a home in Montgomery County, about an hour away from the Angleton scene. Orko Manna spoke exclusively to the Montgomery County District Attorney's Office, who says they believe the scenes are linked.
Investigators were here at this home in Porter for around 12 hours today. They left the neighborhood just after 8 o'clock tonight. The Montgomery County District Attorney's Office telling me exclusively that they're still trying to piece everything together. Officials with the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office put up crime scene tape around the home right as we showed up this evening. We saw detectives standing in the driveway talking with each other, and we also saw investigators with blue gloves carrying what appeared to be evidence bags as they went in and out of the home. The Montgomery County DA's office tells me that the Brazoria County Sheriff's Office, as well as the Brazoria County DA's office, were also at the home today. Neighbors tell me they started to notice law enforcement activity at the home around 8 o'clock this this morning, and they say they saw crime scene unit vehicles out here. I'm learning tonight that the home could be linked to the investigation in Angleton, where 4 children were shot, 2 of whom died, but it's unclear how. Can you tell us definitively if this home is connected to the shooting in Angleton?
Can't say that. We believe that it may be linked. We're trying to determine that now. It's an active investigation, as you can imagine.
So what exactly are you looking for at the home?
We are investigating everything that has happened. I can say that we've received reports of injuries, maybe connected to this residence. We don't want to talk about any details yet because we're still identifying what details there are, how they're connected.
We also saw crews taking a car from the driveway of the home and towing it away. That happened later this evening after we spoke to the DA's office. There are still a lot of unanswered questions here. The Montgomery County DA's office telling me they didn't want to share anything more at this time so that they don't interfere with the investigation.
Learning disturbing new details in the case of a mother accused of shooting her 4 children and killing 2 of them.
31-year-old Oninda Romulus is facing murder charges after Brazoria County Sheriff's deputies say they found her and 4 kids shot at a gas station in Angleton. Our Troy Kless spoke with the suspect's father. He's live in Brazoria County today. Troy.
Yeah, Ron, I spoke with Oninda Romulus' father over the phone from his home in Georgia. He's telling me today that he's trying to understand how this could happen. And it's a question many of us are asking, even as we are learning more through court documents. Those newly obtained court documents that we received today from the Brazoria County District Attorney's Office say new details as well. Now, police say that surveillance cameras show Romulus pulling up to a gas station in Angleton early Saturday morning. Police say that video shows Romulus get out of the car and apparently on the phone and buys gas at the pump. Once deputies arrived and began treating the gunshot victims, Romulus was detained, taken to the Brazoria County Jail, and was questioned. And during that interview, investigators asked Romulus why she called 911, and court documents say she stated, instead of them doing it to me, I'm going to do it to them. And when investigators asked, do what? She replied, kill them all. Court documents say when an investigator asked Romulus where her children were, she said, with the devil. Now, this weekend, we learned Romulus lived in Porter with her children and her home was searched. But what's still unclear right now is a motive for the shooting, where exactly the shooting happened, and why she ended up all the way in Angleton across the metro area. Now, Romulus remains here in the Brazoria County Jail on a $14 million bond, and New at 6 will share what we've learned and uncovered about Romulus's past.
Yesterday, Brazoria County deputies responded to an unthinkable, unimaginable tragedy. This event has shaken our community, and we are all feeling the loss. While this remains an active investigation, I do want to share what details with you that I can at this point. Evidence indicates that the driver of the vehicle identifies as a 31-year-old Oninda Romulus. She's the mother of the 4 children involved. All 4 children have sustained gunshot wounds. Sadly, a 13-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl did not survive. We are thankful to report that an 8-year-old boy and a 9-year-old girl are now in stable condition. We believe that the evidence shows that this tragedy has occurred inside of the vehicle and that Romulus, the mother of the children, is the shooter. At 4:48 a.m. yesterday, Romulus called the Brazoria County Sheriff's Office. When deputies arrived, they immediately began providing life-saving measures to each children until medical help could arrive. The 2 surviving children were life-flighted into a Houston area hospital where they remain in stable condition. Romulus was later arrested and charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, with a total bond set at $14 million. Romulus is a current resident of the Montgomery County here in Texas, where Sheriff Wesley Doolittle is the sheriff there of Montgomery County, and he is here with us today. His office has assisted us with investigative tasks that have taken place there in Montgomery County. Our investigators, along with responding agencies, continue to collect and analyze evidence in this case and in this ongoing investigation. I also want to thank the people of Brazoria County and our surrounding communities. The prayers, the messages and support shown for these children, and also for the first responders involved in this, mean more to us than what words can express. It is impossible to make sense of a senseless tragedy like this, but we will do everything we can to seek justice for these children. I will now open this up for a few questions. However, before I do want to be clear that there are still many details that cannot be released at this point, okay? So, if you have any questions, yes, ma'am. Again, that is part of the ongoing investigation that we're still looking into. So,
you mentioned that she called 911. Can you explain a little bit more about that? At what point did that happen?
At what point did what happen? She called, yes, she called 911. I believe the time was what, 4:48 a.m. Is that what I said? Yeah. Well, yes.
What did she say exactly when she called?
She called and our deputies responded. She called and she gave us information that we needed to come to her location. We didn't know exactly what we were responding to at the time.
I'm sorry, short classification. Can you share what investigators found at their home in Montgomery County? And that was their permanent residence there?
Yeah, that's exactly where her permanent residence was. Again, that's part of the ongoing investigation. That's where her residence was, so that's why we went to that residence.
Did she have any criminal history, or is there any?
Again, that's part of the ongoing investigation that we continue to look into, and I can assure you that we will do everything in our power to find justice for these children.
Have the two surviving children been interviewed, or are there plans to interview them and get an understanding of what they saw?
Can you ask your question again?
Have the two surviving children been interviewed, or is there plans?
Yes, they have been interviewed. They're going to continue to cooperate as well. Yeah.
Is she a parent that has sole custody of the children?
I'm not going to mention much about the custody situation. There's a lot of things that are still it's an active investigation. Okay.
Sheriff, would you have an active investigation? We understand there's not a lot that you.
There really is not.
But a lot of folks are just wondering, what went wrong here?
Right.
Is there anything that you could share with us, just as far as what went wrong here?
Like I said, at this point, this is still an ongoing. However, what is most important is that our team is working on this. We've been burning the midnight oil on this ever since this dropped, right? So I can assure you we're looking into this, and there is a lot of stuff that is not able to be released at this point. So, all right. I got one more question.
I gotta get you guys back. Are you able to share what kind of weapons recovered, or was there a weapon recovered?
I'm still, like I said, it was a weapon that she did utilize, and she did shoot. I'm not going to tell you all the calibers and all the details. I'm not. There's not time for that.
Hey folks, I'm sorry. I just had one more question that I got to get these guys back to work. I'll answer any additional they have.
Any indication, you said that the mother lives in Montgomery County.
Yes.
Why was she in Brazoria? Can you release that information? What brought her here?
I can, again, that is part of the active and ongoing investigation that we're looking into. I apologize.
Thank you for joining me for this episode of Inside the Dark. Take care, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, where I'll be waiting to take you back inside the dark.